Greetings, everyone. Please give me a moment to make sure everything's set. Twitter is YouTube's thumbnail, which appears to be going. Rumble appears to be going. Those going good. Let me disable the preview over here, and let's go and get started. Got a good number of replays to choose from, so let's start with 1v1s. Not in the mood for the moment for a 2v2. Probably because my, what's it called? Thumbnails are not exactly up to date. Why can't I... Oh, did my key bindings get reset? Yeah, I literally can't move around my camera. Oh, wait. Oh, boy. I am such an idiot. It's because I didn't record last week because I was sick as a dog, and now... Ugh. Let's go and get started before I make more of a fool of myself. Greetings, everyone, and Grade here for another H-Powers 3 replay. Spawn on the north side as the Blue British. We have Free Lolito 05. Spawn on bottom side as the Red Sioux. We have Jelly. This map does, of course, have some natives. We got the Mine Settlement, which can give access to Hochland Javeliers, a Musketeer variant with high attack speed, and the Zapok Settlement, which can give some Jaguar Prowler Knight variants. I don't know if they have access to camouflage, but the Jaguar Prowler Knight is relatively unique for a melee infantry unit, getting double damage versus heavy infantry. They're most similar to halberdiers, but more specialized for anti-infantry. No deck selected just yet, and no deck selected just yet either. Red will be killing off these local doggos and stealing their squashes, a monster. And blue will be killing off some local doggos as well, and will be stealing their den skunk pelts. First player has brought in a shipment. We got the Principantel Anti. I don't know how to pronounce that. We got villagers, infinite homestead wagons plus 7 sheeple, exotic hardwood, villagers, food, wood, coin, longbowmen, musketeers, Scots guards, team grenadiers, guards, cavalry hit points, frontier defenses, villagers, more sheep and homestead, longbowmen, musketeers, hussars, falconet, more falconets, factory, or not factory, fort, higher British arquebusiers, infinite mortars, infinite rockets, and a single factory. Weird. And now I got 1v1 RR. Railroad, villagers, wood, coin, Sutton bowmen, club warriors, axe riders, cavalry damage, camp movement, rifle riders. That's probably what it is, not railroad. Camp movement, great hunter, villagers, wood, club warriors, Wakana rifles, axe riders, cavalry combat, rifle riders, more rifle riders, Wakala soldiers, 2 kettle support, gives them 14 Waka rifles, and also gives them 20 plus 20% hit points. More rifles, Akinchinta, Tushkuna Kene Brawlers, and Bison. Infinite. We do have the age up of the War Chief. The War Chief is eyeing for the War Chief, and the British player is going for the Philosopher Prince. We got a little bit of a mana boom. I don't think it could be full mana boom. 11 villagers on to manors. We don't see Virginia Company, so you'll get a bit more experience. And it looks like Red does claim some natives. Got himself a Bandit Rifleman. Does have 40 damage. Is a pretty good one to claim. And, oh, does actually get a tamed coyote and some sheeple. In which the British player could have really used that one. He would have found those 3 sheep, get 7 sheep shipment, and a homestead wagon. That's 10 sheep on a livestock pen, which is actually pretty good. Instead, he just find potatoes. Potatoes are pretty good. You can make French fries out of them, and bake potatoes out of potatoes. Who's heading up north? Going to be claiming up this. Was a native scout? Cherokee rifleman. Nope, he will not be claiming the rifleman. We do got a number of musketeers being pulled on the field. That may be just for a defense force. He is going for a barracks, so maybe eyeing for some aggression. Brings in a huge crate of food. Of course, got the tribal marketplace. It looks like a shipment of wood. Now a shipment of coin for the Sioux. And that shipment of wood, where did that shipment of wood come from? That's not from this shipment right here. Is there some sort of big button that the Sioux can get a shipment of wood? I really don't know the big buttons all too well when it comes to most of the natives. Either way, he had some sort of shipment of wood that was brought in that was not from a card. We now have a corral now being built. Does Tribal Market get a big button? We do now have some more musketeers pushing down over here. Got 6 or 7 musketeers. Yeah, 6 musketeers, so there's 10 musketeers on the field. Bringing a shipment of villagers as well. The Sioux does have a pretty good unit to help deal with the musketeers, the rifle riders. Rifle riders do what? Plus ×2, maybe even ×3 versus heavy infantry. But I believe they are a age 3 unit. He is bringing the Great Hunter. He's pretty close to aging up. He can now age up. He is going for the Wise Woman. It does not appear to be the fast, maybe the fast age up card. It's hard for me to tell, honestly. Now bring in some Axe Riders, which are not going to be super great for those Musketeers. He doesn't have the card to transform Bow Riders to Rifle Riders. Some of these villagers are starting to get hit. He does not have the very fine coat research. A very good coat. Taking time to collect the sheep now as well. The sheep are far from being fully fattened. Here's moving around. The British player is now bringing a shipment of food. He's very far from aging up. Going for some hussars now. The rifle riders will be very good. Looks like he's going to take these handful of axe riders and go for a bit of a raid. One of the villagers getting hit right now. The Sioux's at 16 villagers for opponent's 27. He will have a pretty good age up, and he will have an excellent counter against his opponent's composition with the rifle riders. And he does have a deck named RR, which I'm assuming is Rifle Rider. Let's see. Does have a shipment of 5 rifle routers. It says axe. Well, those are axe riders, not rifle riders. There's the rifle riders. Range cavalry effective against infantry and cavalry and heavy infantry and artillery. They are light cavalry with good. I think overall, they seem like they're pretty overpowered. Every time I look at them, I've always wondered how on earth are they that strong. Because they have good damage, and I think they also have improved rate of fire at 1.5. There's the Rifle Riders now. Let's see now. 16 damage. Yeah, ×3 versus heavy infantry. And they do have the improved attack speed as well. Comparison Musketeers do have 23 damage, so it's technically higher, but half the attack speed. Elite Rifle Riders are ×2 population unit. They also going to have a ×3 anti-heavy, and so it's ×3 anti-cav. So his composition is incredibly good versus British composition. However, he just simply lacks the numbers. Another round of Hussars there. He does, of course, have mobility. He's Sioux. They're the horse boys, like the Poles. He's now bringing another round of Rough Riders. No villagers on the queue. You may want to get these handful of villagers inside the town centers. Maybe all of them at this point in time. There's another round of Rifle Riders pushing forward. Musketeers maybe eyeing to go into melee. Does, of course, have a couple few feathers named the War Chief, which could be randomly generated or could be custom. I honestly have no idea. Hussars are getting annihilated here. It's now bringing a shipment of the Riflemen, which are a skirmisher, very good versus these Musketeers. And the Musketeers not going to get annihilated by the Rifle Riders. They do have melee resist, not range resist. Yeah, let's take out that force very, very quickly right there. Now, he should eye for a counterattack. He knows he did some good damage there, but he also knows he's fighting against Brits. The Brits tend to have one of the best economies in the entire game. Bring in another round of Rifle Riders. Very good. At this point in time, the British player may need to go for Dragoons, which are generally an age 3 unit, not an age 2 unit. So he needs our eye to age up. He's going for more Musketeers, which is not a good idea. Longbowmen would be a good item against the Rifle Riders. And just to clarify, Rifle Riders are classified as... Wait, they're classified both as heavy cav and light range cav. So they will receive bonus damage from Dragoons. And they will receive bonus damage from Longbowmen, since the anti-cavalry damage is just anti-cav, not anti-heavy cav.
Yes.
Their torch damage is not good. That's probably perfectly fine. After all, they're very good at what they do. Does take out the War Chief right there. Does have some rifles. Akina rifles. They do have 15 torch damage. Seem pretty standard for a skirmisher. Now let's maybe make his way over these villagers. These rifles do have half damage versus villagers, like normal light cav. And skirmisher is definitely a good supplementary force to help engage the various musketeers, as well as potentially engaging light cavalry he may fight against, which he is not going to worry about. And blue does cast some GG there. This Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Quick save failed to load. What? Oh, either way, let's go ahead and the next game. Boy, that's sensitive. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on south side as the red Chinese, we have Mick Cleaves. Spawn on north side as the blue Spanish, we have Luis Okada. I think they're just doing some fun taunt stuff. Either way, looks like for because of names on the map, we got the House of Fanar, which can give you access to the Everzone, which are Skirmisher, Boyars, a Heavy Cav, a Morleka, and Greek Revolution, which can give you some Musketeers. Best go over this one earlier on. How about my videos? And spawn over here, we got the House of Habsburg. So we can give you some funny faced looking infantry. Weird infantry such as the Mounted Infantry, which are a heavy range cav. Weird. And the Line Infantry, as well as some Magyar Hussars. Of course, the people with the funny faces get the weird heavy range cavalry type. The Spanish player, of course, is the Shipment faction, one of them at least, which has a land, villagers, capitalism, villagers, wood, coin, Rodialos, advanced arsenal, road to create a claim the new world, House of Charmisia, probably butchered that, higher Irish brigadiers, wood, marvelous year, archaic infantry combat, Rodialos, Hussars, Lancers, Calabros, falconets, Spanish gold, hired armored pistoliers, Hussars, culverins, heavy cannon, factory, and factory. And for the Chinese, one shipment available, but no deck selected. Not sure what he's replying to. And looks like he will kill that man and steal his railway material. He was gonna be an entrepreneur, you monster. At least Friljoul is perfectly fine. And now he does have selected deck. The anti-cavalry deck, which does make sense versus the Spanish. Which he will have T-Export, Northern Refugees, Coin, Shuko News, Quang Pikemen, Steppe Riders, Mongolian Scourge, Diplomatic Intrigue, Sustainable Agriculture, more wood, Coin, Arquebus, Territorial Army Combat, Repelling Volley, Keshiks, Yang Army, Meteor Hammers, Intervention, Higher Manchurian Cavalry Archers, Manchu Combat, Emperor's Army, Flying Crows, Fire Dragon Manual, Western Reforms, and Rattan Shields. Mongolian Scourge. It's been a while since last seen this card. Steppe Riders do more damage against villagers, which is a 100% bonus damage. No, that's Keshiks. Let's see. Steppe Rider. Yep, 100% bonus damage versus villagers. As well as Vex Keshiks to do bonus damage versus heavy cav. Iron Flails do less hand attack against heavy infantry. Iron Flails do 50% more damage against infantry. So it makes those multipliers a bit more extreme. And Iron Flails of various modes. Yep. And now we do have the Russians being allied, and as well as the Summer Palace. His deck seems a little bit short on the H2 card, so I'm thinking he's going to go for a Fast Fortress. And Spanish design for the Governor. His deck does, of course, have Lancers and Calabros. Overall, nothing too hyper focused on any sort of one unit type, but we'll probably likely utilize Lancers. The Plague Doctor will be killed off, and he'll be stealing his first edition journal. So a mix of archaic and cavalry is his deck. Summer Palace is almost complete. And has 2 shipments available. And red will be killing this gunman to steal his carrier pigeon. So he's stealing his pet birdie, new monster. Summer Palace is now complete. And looks like Spanish design for a bit of eco play as well. We do only have one trade post back here, same for the Chinese. Blockhouse wagon now deployed on the field. It does get... the blockhouse is from the Russians. I don't know why in my mind I got mixed up the castle. Blockhouse could allow them to be a bit more aggressive. Bring a shipment of coin and then a shipment of Steppe Riders. This next shipment may be for Mongolian Scourge, but that's just a hypothesis. And blue will start stealing these brigands. Saber. Looks like this disciple has taken some damage. One shipment available. Going for Steppe Riders, got the scout being deployed on the field, which is a man from Boston with a scattergun and a fish. He may punch the dog. Dog's now getting punched, and that's not how you probably pet a dog. The back end trick now being researched in the Confucian Academy, so both players going for a fast fortress. This will of course give them some free flying crows. So maximizing the free production. Steppe Riders back here. Steppe Riders more or less a cheap Hussar variant with actually decent siege damage for a Hussar. And with Mongolian Scourge, it can get ×2 damage versus villagers, which makes it effectively a standard Hussar with half health to fight villagers. So I guess closer to an Ulan. A cheap Ulan. Only 2 versus villagers. He's now ending relationships with the Russians. Steppe Riders push way forward. Does not have Mongolian Scourge to research. And Mongolian Scourge will be also useful upgrading his Keshiks to engage his opponent's various heavy cav, such as Hussars and Lancers. Does get a free army out there. And of course, when the Confucian Academy is built, does give him 8 arquebusts. So it does have a decent force on the field, 44 population versus 36. Spanish gold now being researched, not big surprise. And it looks like the Steppe Riders did get a bit of damage from the Hussars. Chuko News and the arquebusts will not be very good versus those Hussars, but the Steppe Riders will do reasonably well. Steppe Riders did get a bit of extra health for something. He has also researching intervention, and he's currently selected the British allies, so we'll get a handful of redcoats, and shipping in a bunch of redcoats as well. The Chinese player will have a sizable army on the field. Granted, it's Chinese, so it's a relatively cheap army. Does take out that unit there. Intervention has arrived. Does give him 9 musketeers. So you will have a sizable army of 37 out on the field. His opponent only has an army of 11. And now bringing a shipment of Lancers. Lancers will be good against his opponent's current composition, while they will be a little bit weaker versus Musketeers, so they're anti-cav damage. They will still do good damage in return. Storm pushes by 4, does not get engaged up there. There's a number of veteran musketeers. Don't think you see any veteran research right now. The town militia have been queued and have been deployed. Trying to torch down this house. Villager does get gunned down there. Now I've got a shipment of Keshiks and Step Riders. Now going for more of the old hand armies. When the Lancers do go down, hitting some of the cavalry, needs to make sure those are hitting infantry. Oh, does get some good damage there. Got a critical hit with the monk. Red is going to do just fine. Take out all the cavalry. Blue still has only a handful of musketeers, and the Minutemen are down to 1 health. And now you got Fast Fortress, the King's Musketeer. Not familiar with what the King's Musketeers will provide. It may provide us some musketeers. Right now, Spanish does have quite a bit of wood. He may want to switch the wood shipments from the trade post to something else. Spawn's not bringing in. He should get his first free Flying Crow relatively soon. It should be effective versus those musketeers, that's for sure. Bring a shipment of Keshiks that will be useful versus the heavy cab, but Spawn doesn't have much heavy cab anymore on the field. Now it does get a good number of musketeers there. He does have quite a bit of food and gold at the moment, as well as wood. Wait, is he going to revolt? Everything to me just screams, I'm ready to revolt, need some more wood. He's going for the arsenal now. Canceling the arsenal should give him enough wood to revolt. He is going for a revolt, going for Chile. And there is a massive army there of revolutionaries and the Hussars of Death. Hussars of Death are an incredibly heavy Hussar variant. They're not classified as mercenary. They will quickly take out that Flying Crow. It has a good number of revolutionaries here. The Chilean player does not have any villagers remaining. They're all revolutionaries. Red will lose his army. Revolutionaries are heavy infantry. They do cost a regular amount of food. Bring a shipment of 16 revolutionaries. Bring some more shipments of Baying's armies. Give him a good number of Keshiks and, of course, Step Riders, but it exactly does not want any of those units in this situation. He does bring back, he does have a good number of Arquebusts. Arquebusts are going to be very good in this situation. Once Hussars of Death are somewhere, unless he killed them all off. Wasn't really paying attention to how many were left. Arquebusts forward engaged, bring a shipment of Meteor Hammers. Hussars of Death has been taken out by the Keshiks. Keshiks are a counter unit. They have good multipliers, good attack speed, but low base damage. Where's my sound?
See?
I don't hear any music. We do got 2 shipments of, looks like the trade postal donald bringing wood, which can be turned into revolutionaries. He does have some of these city towers that do provide experience trickle. This one will be claimed by his opponent. The Lion player does have 54 military units versus opponent's 42. When the Arquebusts do go down, some of the revolutionaries in return. Flame player. Can't bring in the military parade. That would be very good though. You will get some gold for every shipment he brings on in. He needs something to deal with all the light infantry, as well as the light cavalry. Yeah, the Gatling guns may not be half bad. You can prevent the cavalry from overrunning them with all his heavy infantry, so maybe the 4 Gatling guns. Bring the shipment Gatling guns now. Some of the arquebuses are receiving some hits there. Bring a shipment of higher Manchurian cavalry archers, which are probably not a great item at this moment in time. Bring in some of the Everzones, which are a skirmisher. That's a pretty good item. They mostly cost food. They are a high hit point skirmisher, so this should be a decent item versus the revolutionaries. There's a flying crow there. Flying crows would be very useful. Has a good number of Gatling guns. The meteor hammers are a range 4 range hussar. Gatling guns on the far away, gains good damage on the various forces. They're definitely an anti-infantry artillery unit. Flying Crow, push way forward, needs to start hitting those Gatling guns. Does do 228 siege damage, which is enough to one-shot the Gatling guns, which have 150 health. He may get another shot off. He does get another shot off there. Does got another Gatling gun. The splash damage may be good enough. The Flying Crow does go down. It did some good work there. Revolutionaries trying to push their way forward. And the sentries and regulars have been blown out on the field as well. The Manchurian cavalry archers do have good damage, great attack speed, being mercenary light cavalry, but they don't have any particular bonus damage. They also do have 40% range resist, so they're resilient like cavalry, that's for sure. Not anything particularly great. We do now the Everzone here, which are a higher health skirmisher. They do have ×3 versus heavy cav. Or not heavy cav, heavy infantry. Another round of musketeers. The red coats are taking quite a bit of damage there. Everzone's pushing forward, getting some good flanking. Another round of revolutionaries. Looks like a shipment of 16. Bring in a shipment of Keshiks, which are of course light cavalry, are not good in this situation. Repelling volley may be a little bit better. It'll give us arquebus, adds plus 1.2. No, that's light cavalry. Rock. Heavy infantry. This one arquebus will get plus 100% damage against heavy infantry. So repelling volley may be better and go for more of the arquebusts. Bring another shipment of Gatling guns, not bad. Shangdo swordsmen do have 18 damage, which is actually not too great compared to musketeers, which do have 12. Got a number of Gatling guns there, taking some fire. Gatling guns do less damage versus cavalry. Another flying crow will soon be deployed on the field. So these villagers are going down. Villager trying to take some hits. I think I can lose one. Now the Sun Palace is taking some fire. Discipline Keshiks are not good versus in this situation. So I suppose they will do a bit of bonus damage versus the artillery. They may just want to make sure they get set to melee mode with the Gatling guns. Summer Palace does go down, which is a bit of a loss. We got the Flying Crow creeping his way forward, trying to hit the Gatling gun. Now we're seeing some fire. May just want to fire around on the Revolutionaries before he goes down. Does go down without getting shot off on the Revolutionaries. Now he's going to take an opportunity to gauge those Gatling guns. He knows his opponent's formation split on up. Trying those swordsmen and various skirmishers push way forward. Trying to find those Gatling guns with his cavalry. Getting some good damage there. He's starting to get completely encircled. Revolutionaries have intercept. The Chengdo swordsman now able to hit some of the Gatling guns in melee. Does take out some of the light cavalry there. But there goes all the Gatling guns. Cavalry's on the flank. Backing on off now. Arquebus and Everzones push way forward. Does claim a city tower there. The city tower does have a range attack. Don't know if it actually works or not. And Red's villagers here may get spotted. The lane player does not have enough for a shipment. Has quite a bit of gold right now, so... ooh. Does have some settler wagons, some citizen wagons from a shipment. From the German settlements. Also enables settler wagons. Not sure how many he can build. He can build 20 of them. That's actually quite sizable, and they cost wood and coin, no food. And right now he has a massive amount of gold from the Spanish gold, in which maybe going to save the shipment up for the military parade, getting out 15 Royal Guard skirmishers, the German ones, some 10 Uhlans. We'll be okay. The needle guns, however, would be quite significant. Greek Revolution does give them a round of Sacred Band infantry, which are just some free musketeers. Free, not 3, because that's 8. The 8 musketeers is definitely significantly better than the 3 musketeers. Now got the military parade now being brought on in.
Gracias por pagar mi rescate.
Oh, we got our big round of flamethrowers being brought on in as well. Very nice. That should rip apart his opponent's infantry. Let's see. Whatever you got 5 flamethrowers from. Not sure what card. He's still age 3, so none of the age 4 cards available. You got, of course, a good number of Prussian Uhlans, which are doing almost as much damage as the Hussars of Death. Does have disciplined flamethrowers as well. Trying to push his way forward. The flamethrowers connect. They produce a significant amount of damage. The needle gunners do have 22 damage and also slightly faster attack speed. The slugging hit. So push way forward. He has to maintain one of those flamethrowers. Who ordered the sauerkraut? Extra crispy. So push forward with his Uhlans. Got another flying crow here. Uhlans trying to charge on the flying crow. Does take it out there, but will take quite a bit of damage. Flamethrowers have burdened the Chileans. Looks like all the Uhlans are down. So number of needle gunners there. And there goes Blue's army. Blue is now going for a big round of musketeers. Round of musketeers do cost the same amount as revolutionaries, just a bit more coin. than food, and they, of course, they are veterans, so they're going to be significantly better than those revolutionaries. But they do have less health. Revolutionaries have 24 damage, 200 health, versus these veteran musketeers who have only 180 health but 27 damage. Both have 12 range, and the revolutionaries do actually have better anti-cav range damage. Handful of these Chilean villagers are starting to go on down. Bring a shipment of revolutionaries once again. Chinese players not planning to age up anytime soon. Does have a bit of export to import some items. Use the export to get the imports. Now let's bring in another round of disciplined flamethrowers. I was just mainly building them, which is actually pretty uncommon. You don't really see people build flamethrowers all too often. And looks like the city towers can fire, but they will easily get captured if it's not nearby structures or units. Now we're going to bring in the British Expeditionary Company, which will also give one falconet. One falconet can be very useful, but his opponent does have 3 falconets in the field. He does have a number of iron flails, which are an AoE melee unit, melee cavalry. City towers do bonusing versus cavalry, like in outposts. They have the same damage type as outposts. That Chinese villager does get gunned down. And Red does have an army of 58 units here. His one has an army of 29 only. Only one of the Prussians remain. Rangdale swordsman do take a good volley there. Falconet does get some hits there. Flamethrowers push away forward. And now we do have the various heavy cav trying to overrun the falconets, and they're doing a good job at that. Flamethrowers burning the rest of these units there. Blue's army completely surrounded and burned up. And Blue cast a GG. This Anagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Why is that? Oh yeah, I don't know why. I keep on clicking on F10 to back out. Some RTSs have F10 to bring up the menu. Some games, it's not. In Age of Empires 4, F10 does work. I think that's also inspired by StarCraft 2, which F10 also does that. Oh, I think I've actually already done this replay. Yeah, I think I actually already did this replay. My apologies. That's way too sensitive. Much better. Greetings everyone, Anagrade here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the left side is the blue Iroquois, who have Ronkantonium, I think. And spawn on the right side is a red US of A, we have Java the Hutt. Blue will go ahead and claim this Kelpit, and we'll take out the boar there. When it comes to natives on the map, we do have the House of Fanar, so we got the Greek natives, which can give you access to the Everzone, the Boyars, and the Sacred Band infantry. It's generally a good idea to go for the natives whenever there's a big button to produce free units, in my opinion, because you get more free units the longer you wait. And plus, trade post costs what? 200 wood? Or you can pay 100 food, 100 wood. That's it. Let's forget, is it 200 wood or 150 wood? I don't know why I'm drawing blank on that right now. 200 wood. So I was right. In which that can, of course, immediately get you... That will pay for itself pretty quickly. I mean, what? 2 Sacred Bane infantry is equivalent to 200. So anything past like 1 minute and you will get a profit. This map does also have some water buffalo for you to tame. It's probably a good idea for the native player to really grab them, since you can get a good livestock pen slash farm to go along with it. My apologies. We do not have a set of villagers being brought on in. We got Varied Roots as the name of the deck, which I do spot cow. So it's a really good idea for them to go for those herdables, because you can get them nice and fat and go for some of the doggos, also known as cows. Or doggies, not doggos. Either way, villagers, ranching, advanced trading posts, wood, all villagers, all resources, Annas, tomahawks, war hut warrior attack, war hut warrior hit points, conservative tactics, Italian horsemen, new ways, native warrior combat, which is a native card, all resources, sheep and homestead, forest prowlers, war hut warrior combat, counting horsemen, cavalry hit points, siege combat, native warrior conscriptions, North American trade, wampum, all resources, infinite, and light cannon 4. So we got some native cards to go along with his war hut cards. So it's probably a good idea for him to rush out the House of Anar. I'm pretty sure Sacred Bane infantry are classified as natives, and you can get quite a nice little band of units. And we're not going to see the plus 1,400% attack against building card. The war chief's name is Sharp Knife, which I really can't tell if that's a custom name or a randomly generated name, because I really could see it go either way. We do now have advanced trading post being researched. I tried using advanced trading post as the Aztecs. I'm not too terribly impressed. Granted, the Aztecs do have a good card alternative of getting 3 trading post wagons or Travises. Additionally, though, there could be a good possibility where it can be decent if you combine it with like the defense dance card to make it very resilient. Looks like the Caliphate will go down, just leaving to Gunmans. Like Doctor does go down, now his doggos are going to try to avenge him. Oh, the Mad Dog has a high attack speed of 12. Cask of wine, as long as it's not a cask of Monticello. And the thing as well, it's actually a good idea to lose some of the natives. They may have good damage, but the natives do also provide a good experience, which your opponent could quickly kill it off the crack shot. Does get some damage there onto the gunman. And now do have the market going on up. I haven't taken a look at the US deck, have I? We got RME, which does include not villager immigrants, French immigrants, Spanish immigrants, Chinese immigrants, wood coin, regulars, state militia, long rifles, Springfield Armory, Hamilton Economics, Virginia General Assembly, Russian American Company, Wood, United States Army, State Militia, 54 Massachusetts Volunteers, Garvin Cavalry, Rolling Artillery, State Militia, Sharpshooters, and Heavy Cannons. So we got some sort of State Militia deck. Long rifles do increase the range of State Militia, as well as the Minutemen, and allows you to get the Sharpshooters early. We do now have the shipment to 1 meeting house wagon. And it looks like he has gone for Pennsylvania. I I just noticed something as well. Red has 4 trading posts on the field already, while blue does have 2. So blue's going hey for trading posts. They may have been from the Chinese immigrants, maybe a mix of Chinese immigrants and not. It's going to start bringing that experience. We do have a early farm here. He has gotten some water bison eating there. Very nice. They're pretty close to being fully fattened, which can give you quite a bit of food. The Iroquois can get out a unique card, pulling mills, right? Didn't have a selected, but allows you to basically quadruple the consumption of livestock, which it goes from like a 2 collection rate to an 8 collection rate, which is the same collection rate as crates. So you unpack the cows and sheep. Good damage there onto the general. Who's not going to be aggressive. He knows this one has a good number of trading posts, so being aggressive with the trading posts is probably a good idea. Take a bit of time. He does have his own advanced trading posts, so his trading posts do have a basic auto attack. Not great. 20 damage even less is 50% less than an outpost, and the range is 8, which is can even be outranged by some units. Deserted Skirmisher has now been claimed. Up there's the capital, and bring in the statehood research. Now he's going for Hamilton economics, as well as going for Indiana, which can get him a unique card to make his age up to industrial age for free, but takes a very long time, so we may be seeing that. Indiana does provide the Indiana Mammoth Improvement Act, which I mentioned. Industrial age becomes free. Imperial age reduces the cost. Increases the age up time by 350%. And Indiana mobilization ships additional carbon cavalry for each shipment you've sent so far this game. All units, technology, and age ups are faster and cheaper. And he is going for the rolling artillery, so he's eyeing for a bit of aggression, not going for the mammoth hack. It's actually still water bison over here, so you can still claim. Looks like the bison, some of them are now fully fattened. Probably soon to be fully dead. Throws down more of this. He does have some Anna archers. Their siege damage is not good. And now he's building his own trade post there with his war chief. Rolling artillery will be useful. Gatling guns. He's noticed this one's going for more of an infantry composition. You now have the war chief. Which war chief is going for the war chief. And now go to the Forest People ceremony. The US player does have a shipment available. What a good idea to go for the Mammoth Act. There goes those Annas getting annihilated by Gatling guns. US player probably should take this trading post rickshaw and throw it onto the House of Fanar.
What is your command?
A number of veteran carving cavalry here. And now it's bringing the Russian American Company and bring in first Pennsylvania rifles.
I'm ready.
Give him 5 sharpshooters. Advanced training posts soon have extra health as well as that auto attack. As mentioned beforehand, the auto attack is not good. And there goes that trade post. Blue's force is starting to get hit by the sharpshooters. We got the 2 blockhouse wagons pushing forward, as well as a number of the Spanish pikemen from the Spanish Immigrants Guard. And Spanish pikemen do have decent torch damage, 41. And ours gains good damage here. Dude now got the blockhouse wagon here.
Yes.
And there goes the trade post. We won't be able to do much to the blockhouse just with this force nearby. Your player still has a shipment available. And he almost has enough resources to age up. He may be eyeing to actually going for a fast Imperial with the Mammoth Act. Here comes the horsemen trying to overrun the Gatling guns. Looks like they will be intercepted, however. And this force over here is not going to provide much fire support. Does take out one of the Gatling guns, however. Got another Gatling gun still up. He has killed off 2 of them. He will potentially lose all his forces. The war chief does escape on out of there. And I do have the 54th Massachusetts Volunteers, giving some state militia, regulars, and Southern veteran. And over here, got Anna's. Like I said beforehand, their torch damages are not good. We do actually have a community plaza here with a handful of villagers here. No healers to work it, but he is going for wampum. Units trained faster. All units and buildings grant more experience when created.
I'm ready.
Red does have a sizable force here. And now going for some mercenaries. You got a good number of forest prowlers here. Forest prowlers are a good skirmisher unit. Gatling gun firing away. Do have some elite musket riders. They may want to focus on that Gatling gun. Horsemen are starting going down there. The regulars will be taken out by the riflemen. Musket riders trying to hit the Gatling gun. He's putting some holes into it. And there goes the musket for the Gatling guns.
I'm ready.
And Red's force will get cleaned up by the forest prowlers. Forest prowlers do have a stealth ability. That's their primary advantage for a skirmisher variant. Bring another round of rolling artillery, which should give him 2 more Gatling guns. Going for some sharpshooters there. It's probably better to go for some hussars. Falconets wouldn't be half bad either, but it's US, so you can't really get falconets, can you? And now here are these Amazonians. They are classified as a light infantry unit and mercenary. They offer 35 damage, 20 range, regular attack speed, extra anti-heavy multiplier, but it does offer less damage versus general infantry. Now they're all gunned down. Which didn't really provide all too much versus the elite forest prowlers. They actually did a little 50% less damage versus the forest prowlers. They're a light infantry unit, so those mercenaries were not a good idea. Going for a round of regulars. Now bring in the Indiana mobilization, which will give them 12 carbine cavalry and reduce the build time of units by 10%. And reduce the research time by 10%. Heavy cannons are unaffected. Or balanced out, I should say. We do now have the North American trade, which will give him coin generation upon collecting natural resources. And now he's going for healers as well. Healers, I should be able to work the community plaza. Healers are maxed out at 10, like what's it called? Like warrior priests, but I don't think they offer the ×2 work rate like warrior priests. Carving cavalry should be effective versus opponents' heavy horsemen, like the Kanyan horsemen. But the musket riders are not classified as heavy; they are light. And gunpowder. We have another Hussars there, a good round of Gatling guns. Carving cavalry will see bonus damage from the forest prowlers. Hussars push way forward. Gatling guns push way forward, gain some good damage on the forest prowlers. Musket riders trying to engage the Gatling guns. Carving cavalry have not been focused down. Did not pick up the cavalry. Regulars engaged in melee. Gatling guns now pretty much by itself. Get a volley there, not great. Does get a good volley there. Just leaving now the forest prowlers remaining, and the regulars will get report by them. Looks like he can no longer get any more healers, so he may want to get that community plaza not working on that anymore. Maybe a good idea to let the healers work there and move the villagers off of it as well. But you will get now 12 experience per second.
Let that help, King.
20 out of 25, providing 12. Yep, definitely not as good. Healers are definitely not as good as warrior priests. Sharpshooters need to keep their distance. They do offer extra range as a skirmisher unit. Forest prowlers, however, are going to be engaging in melee, or not melee, in close range. More forest prowlers and more horsemen. Got another round of Hussars here, but there's now a number of Tomahawks here to intercept. And I do got the cavalry hit points card. Sharpshooters are in a good position there, supported by the blockhouse. Hussars push way forward. Another round of Hussars and sharpshooters. Kanyan horsemen do offer more bonus damage for artillery. Nearly 400 health versus... They're roughly similar at this point in time. Both offer range armor, not melee armor. Of course, veteran sharpshooters actually do have higher range resist than the forest prowlers, but their health is much lower. Hussars now overrunning the forest prowlers, going for more tomahawks now. Looks like these villagers collecting up wood do provide 0.01 gold per second. That's not super great now, is it? Oh, looks like I got a number of forces here. They may have ambushed the way forward. Another trade post has gone down. Red's trying to torch down this trade post. Blue has a number of villagers up here, in which they do provide 0.15 gold per second for collecting up natural wildlife, which is actually decent. Plus 10% gold drop off for food collection. Forest flyers push away forward. One's camouflaged. They're all moving slow because of him. Those forces moving around there. Do got a number of state militia here. Elite Tomahawk Research. The US player does have another ship available. So it's not still not gotten the age up. Re-age up. Going for the Minutemen now. State militia are more closer to crossbows than they are to skirmishers. Their damage multiplier is only plus 50%.
Yes.
They do have increased max health being close to other state militia. Looks like they will win that fight, but not really a big win. And Hussars find a good opportunity taking out massive number of these villagers. US players on 29 villagers. The Iroquois has 50 villagers, but he's losing a good number of them here. Looks like the State Militia did win that fight. Red's starting to push way forward there. Carbon Cavalry being picked off by some of these units. Got some pikemen here as well. Another round of regulars pushing way forward. We got some musket riders there, which these pikemen may want to focus them down. Another round of forest prowlers. And Red's now starting to fall back. Try and go for another trading post here. And he will take out all these villagers and then and they will eventually take out this trading post. The trading post did actually some damage there. Red's army's back here. Looks like these French villagers are getting hit. And now we do see the elite warhut tactics going for the sheep and homestead, and does have the damage dance active. Red's single villager is getting hit by the warhut, and now these hussars are going to be engaging these villagers down south. This homestead wagon could give me access to a plantation, I believe, which could be useful to get some of the gold income research going. Or we could go for another farm and get more sheep fattened and then eye for some cattle ranches with a cattle ranching card. He does not have the ranching card just yet. Doesn't really have the food right now as well. He's losing a good number of these villagers. Wants to take out those hussars now, taxing those villagers back onto food. Hussars have gone down here, but now got a good number of regulars and among other forces now push way forward. Blue's army's on the fall back. They're doing 29 damage now, thanks to the plus 23% damage. And he's going for rolling artillery again, which will give him 1 Royal Artillery. Then the next one after that, he will get 3 more Gatling guns. If you're gonna make use of the community plaza, you really have to be very active on those, on switching between all those abilities, because right now the extra damage is doing nothing. Pikemen now gonna be taking out this trading post, no problem. Another horseman deployed on out, going for another round of tomahawks. Villager trying to stop, but will get stabbed to death. Apparently that villager had higher DPS than the pikemen in melee. Yep, these villagers do have 16 damage melee attack. The pikemen only have 10, so they do have higher. Villagers do have a higher DPS than pikemen in melee. Horsemen push away forward, and they will be quickly gunned down. We do have another tribal marketplace queued up here. Sharpshooters will be picked off by these tomahawks. The hussars are moving around. We do have now this warhut taking some damage. Takes out that horseman there. Forest prowlers now pushing up over here to engage. And these hussars will find these villagers as well. Villagers have evacuated out the ruins of the war hut. Red's starting to fall back, taking some damage with these various forces, taking out more of the Iroquois villagers down to 38. Opponent's at 28. He's not really been the US player's not really been building whole many villagers. Hussars pushing forward once again. And this infantry force is falling back. More Tomahawks now being blown on the field. He has a population of 71 versus 54. US player has far too much wood at the moment. He may want to get... He only has 5 villagers on wood as well. He could try building secondary or tertiary town centers. Then you can use the Mammoth Act to age up while able to still build villagers. While the regulars going on down, we do still have the blockhouse here. And it looks like it is improved. Got the militia now being brought on out. Minutemen. Minutemen do offer good damage. Carbine cavalry and Hussars trying to push forward. The Hussars will get annihilated by the Tomahawks. Regular will go down, and the militia will be going down as well. More Tomahawks now being deployed on out. Pikemen do take out that villager. And these pikemen are slowly getting gunned down by the town center. And will get tomahawked. Tomahawks now engaging this trade post there. Do now a secondary town center over here by the Iroquois. Bring in the Roaring Artillery, which will give him 3 Gatling guns. You may still have that other one still in the field somewhere, so having 4 Gatling guns can be very good. Frontier outpost here. Yes, player, it does cost 2,000 wood or food to age up. Going for a big round of sharpshooters. There's his 3 Gatling guns supported by a Hussar. He will spot this outpost wagon. Outpost wagon will go down. So as a saloon there, providing some good gold generation, Sparkies. And now he's going for Napoleon guns. Napoleon guns could be interesting. They are, of course, anti-light. These opponents mostly has a light army. Or anti-infantry, not necessarily anti-light. So the Napoleon guns would be a potentially good idea. It's going for a big round of regulars. Try and destroy this town center. He will get flanked. Gatling guns not exactly building killers. They do 25% less damage there. Got another round of pikemen there. Gatling guns have rotated around, gains some good damage there. Annihilating the Tomahawks. Gatling guns are going to be flying for the moment. Pikemen engaging the villagers. Villagers being engaged by the Hussars. 1, 2 of the Gatling guns have gone down. Napoleon gun may have been cancelled. Force pause being hit there. Not much left for the US force, honestly. Tomahawks being engaged by the Hussars. Not many Tomahawks remaining. Now got a number of musket riders here. This place going for more Hussars. Still has 2,000 wood. There's the Napoleon gun. The Napoleon gun does 75 damage, times 3 versus all infantry. So they will one-shot force prowlers. Got Hussars now push way forward. Napoleon gun did find a shot. Another round of sharpshooters. Got now the Travises being put on the field. Getting out some free Travis could be very nice. Farms not being built. He has a good number of sheep on the field. Good number of them actually quite fattened, so you may want to start collecting them. Now I got some outpost wagons going on up. Frontier outposts here may get destroyed. This is not getting hit at the moment, so we got a good amount of defenses here by the US player. Nimble War Huts going up for the Iroquois. This is going to try to torch down some of this. Multiple war huts now going on up. The Spanish pikemen would be very useful for their torch damage. They have 41 torch damage, which is very good. Outposts going up here. Hussar is now able to gaze forest prowlers. 3 war huts now deployed on outfield. They're not fortified. The fortified would, of course, greatly help out their damage in the situation. They also have 20% siege armor at the moment. Not sure how they got 20% siege armor. I guess blockhouses and other defense outposts do. I guess blockhouses do have 20% siege armor. No, that didn't. Or it may have just disappeared. Am I just going crazy? Perhaps I am. There's one that said it did have 20% siege armor. Now we do have, what, all 7 war huts here? Yep, all 7 war huts at least been plotted in the field. I see 5 of them there. Got Siege Workshop and a Corral. The Iroquois do have quite a bit of gold stored on up.
I'm ready.
So it looks like this war hut can't deploy on the field as long as the general's in the way, I believe. Yep, the general is in fact in the way, so you may want to delete that scaffolding. Oh, there's a general there. Now we do also have some war mantlets. Mantlets do offer good damage, siege armor, or siege damage, and there's a good frontline unit. 50% range armor is pretty good as well. Gatling guns getting some good damage, which does do siege damage, not range damage. So the mantlets won't offer any additional protection there, just bulk. They are classified as siege units and siege trooper. Gatling guns do less damage versus artillery, not siege units. Gatling guns down to 11 health, so it's pretty close to death. Sharpshooters having a bit of trouble here. These guys are not classified as heavy infantry or light infantry, so the sharpshooters only do base damage to them. Now I got the war hut being built here. These sharpshooters will have trouble versus all these war huts with the amount of fire they can provide. Sharpshooters push way forward. Got regulars also trying to engage the forest prowlers. Forest prowlers trying to fall back. Trying to bring in some more elite mantlets. You got an inspiring flag here to support out these units. Another round on mantlets there. More forest prowlers being pulled on out. The mantlets could take time to start sieging down this outpost. They do offer 55 siege damage. Did I hear more farms back here? Yep. Looks like the sheep have been largely consumed. These players currently deploying out nothing. Hussars trying to push way forward over on these mantlets. We do got some musket riders engage those Hussars. Outpost has taken quite a bit of damage there, being focused down by the mantlets now. And that outpost does go down. Sharpshooter's now falling back, taking some damage upon retreat. Now there's still quite a bit of firing line here by the US player, but these units do less damage versus siege units. So they will do 50% less damage to the siege mantlet. Plus the range armor will make it so they take even less damage as well. Let's see. They're taking about 11 damage per shot, which is not too high to say the least. Now got some more outpost wagons now being deployed on out. Outpost wagons do cost the same. Actually, they're a little bit... Yeah, they cost the same as a outpost. So they're a quick way to get them built. Napoleon gun does go down. These siege mantlets are also classified as infantry, so the Napoleon gun will do its bonus damage against them. Blockhouse does go down, Spring mainly deploying out 3 Gatling guns.
Yes.
Does have a Shimon available. Oh, up here we do have some US villagers are going down up here. Unless the Gatling guns do take out some of these forest prowlers. We got 4 of them here. I want to try and push way forward. They're pretty stacked up right there, so they could perhaps take some good damage. One of the Gatling guns to go down. He's engaged in melee. These Gatling guns have no melee armor. And looks like the US player does back of the game now. There's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get on the next replay, I noticed that my game audio was starting to bug out, so let's go ahead and restart the game, because that's the only way I know how to fix the, what's it called? The sound bug. Move this off the side. Actually, I think I've actually done this replay, so I may need to get rid of this one. Yep, I've done this one. Let's go to this one right here. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spelling as the red British, we have Big Text 999. One as the blue Brits, we have Sir Shark Dad. There's a British mirror matchup. We do have the House of Yagalon, as well as the House of Vaza on the field. This actually seems a little bit too sensitive. There we go. No deck selected, and no deck selected here. So he's a little bit behind in villager production. Looks like this British player is not paying attention. There we go. Does have a bit of wood stored on up, so he may be eyeing for a bit of a manor boom. His opponent is less villagers active. So he's just going for food. He's not eyeing for some sort of manor boom. The other British players not eyeing for any more manors as well. They just want for a bit of wood for the trade post, likely. Is it bad? I just assume that if I see Brits, we're going to see manor boom. I think that's a bad indication of what I think. Either way, do have a deck available for the blue Brits. And deck now, or shipment now available for the red Brits. You now have Greenwich Time now being researched. Greenwich Time ships 1 trading post wagon. Each of your trading posts improves politician technology research speed time by 20%. So this will give them 2 minus 40% faster research time, minus 40% faster age ups. Then we've also got villagers, wood, coin, longbowmen, musketeers, Scots Guards, Team Grenadiers Guards, Cavalry Damage, Advanced Arsenal, Glorious Revolution, Wood Coin, Yeomen, Musketeers, Coldstream Guards, Hussars, Cavalry Combat, Falconets, Refrigeration, Higher Hessian Jaegers, Longbowmen, Rockets, Factory, and Factory. And his opponent is going for Age 1, who also has just gone for Greenwich Time, so both of them have gone for Greenwich Time. The Settlers, Virginia Company, Town Militia, Food, Wood Coin, Longbowmen, Musketeers, Infinite Frontier Defenses, Food, Longbowmen, Yeomen, Musketeers, Hussars, Cavalry Combat, Falconets, Fort, Mint, Royal Mint, Gentlemen of the Pike, Rockets, Terrace Houses, Factory, and Factory. So it says Age 1 is the deck, but he's not going for a manor boom, so maybe not eyeing for a prolonged Age 1. He does now have enough food to age up. He is going to go for the Naturalist, and his opponent is going for the Governor. "13 villagers versus 14 villagers. Red will kill that man and steal his lucky horseshoe. You monster. After all, that horseshoe was definitely not lucky if it gets killed like that. James Cabot is named Explorer. Probably user-created name. And his opponent's Explorer is named Big Shot Bob. Okay, that's definitely user-created name. Now it's going for his shipment of settlers. And over here, we've got Virginia Company. Going for a shipment of coin as well. The outpost is going towards the center of the map. I can't tell where, though. Red will kill the unbearable bear and steal his peasant weaponry. That bear was trying to keep his right to bear arms. And you killed him for it, you monster. Outpost is going on up next to the House of Yagalon. I wonder if he's going to actually try to build the House of Yagalon. He will gun down the local doggo and steal his hair meat, so his pups no longer have food for the winter. And down here, he'll be killing off the plague doctors and steal their first edition journal. Kills off those gentlemen scholars. Red looks like now eyeing for a manor boom. And blue is eyeing pretty close to a fast fortress. His opponent is very far from fast fortress, so this is where their build orders are really starting to change. Fast Fortress versus Manor Boom. Let's see who will win out. Player going for Fast Fortress, going for Glorious Revolution. And he does not have the Paris houses there. He will go and wall himself a little bit in. Glorious Revolution has been shipped on in. This bridge player is also bringing shipments cords of wood from the trade post, while his opponent is going for experience. Now we've got the Mohawk Statesman, which will give some native variant of the Tomahawks. The Haudenosaunee Tomahawks, which I believe are actually closer to Revolutionary in stats, where they get bonus damage against cavalry at range. See, this player, this player up here is just still going for manners. He has, of course, has not aged up just yet. Fast Fortress player, going for a bit of food. Some wood, but no coin. There's the Haudenosaunee Tomahawks, and also gets a scout. Yep, the Haudenosaunee Tomahawks are closer to the Revolutionaries. Red is now eyeing for some coin, trying to quickly get his ability to age up. And Blue's Explorer will go down. And now the Black Watch not being pulled out on the field, as well as some Falconets. Black Watches are a Highlander variant, which are a Musketeer variant. Mercenary. 63 damage, 13 range, and 400 health, making him pretty good. And the other player is going for hunting dogs. Red right now is very vulnerable to any sort of assault. 46 population, 46 villagers. He has 0 military units in the field. He'll be taking down the local doggo and steal his broken ring of the Polish Hussar. He was going to wear that to the combat, you monster. You broke his dreams. Blue's now starting to push his way forward with a decent force. Red does have a card for the town militia, but it's currently not researched. And cannons will make short work of his town center. He does have 46 villagers, opponent only has 21. So he may want to back away some of the villagers to go around and bash the heads into the Falconet. Looks like he's just going to get torched down here. Militia being brought on in. He's going to overrush down the Falconets. Does keep some villagers inside the town center. Very good. Guess nope, he's not trying to bash their heads in. He does lose the town center. And yeah, I think Red's just getting annihilated. Okay, that was not really a good replay. I don't know why I keep on hitting that button. Let's find a better replay now. There we go. Greetings everyone, and great here of another Age of Empires 3 replay. So on the south side as the red Iroquois, we have Spoony Deer. On the north side as the blue Ethiopians, we have La Taberna de Fausto. Either way, when it comes to natives on this map, we do have the House of Oldenburg, which give access to some royal hunters, as well as some northern musketeers. and some hot air balloons. And yep, they're the same on both sides. Blue will kill this man to steal his famous mosaic worth 50 coins disassembled for transport. No deck selected just yet. No deck selected just yet. And red may be on to convert one of these marauding Cossacks. You actually have a bit of AoE attack with a hand attack, so maybe not half bad native to claim. Taking some damage there. Wasn't really thinking about that. Got shipment villagers there. More villagers being brought on in. And now we do have the deck selected, the Forestry Boys, which is villagers, more villagers, all resources, healers, Annas, Tomahawks, War Hut Warrior attack, War Hut Warrior hit points, conservative tactics, Canyon Horsemen, new ways, all resources, Forest Prowlers, War Hut Warrior combat, Musket Riders, Mantlets, Siege combat, Seneca support, which is Forest Prowlers and 2 Travises, North American trade, Forest Prowlers, Musket Riders, Light Cannon, and Lepa allies, which will give 22 native skirmishers, and set them to veteran. That gunman does go down and will steal his dog. You monster. Barakcho will remember that. You killed his master. And looks like he can go ahead and claim the hare. He's already killed off the guardian. Wait, we got an advanced field? What? I didn't take a look at his deck yet. We do have advanced agriculture. Fields become free. Fields and granaries gain more hit points and are built faster. But the collection rate is 0.5. That is slower than regular food. That is better to go with native wildlife. You see here 0.84 food gathering rate. This is good, but not right now. We got a wood, coin, influence, Gassianas, Shotel Warriors, Felez Castle, Abans, Beekeepers, Falsey's Gold, Infinite Javelin Riders, Gassianas, Shotel Warriors, Hand Infantry Combat, Sebastopol Mortar, Cartridge Currency, Feudal Armies, Isura Reforms, Infinite Villagers, Sebastopol Mortars, Gassianas, Rural Fortifications, Advanced Livestock Market, Gondrina's Architect, and Roof of Africa. Yeah, the advanced field research is not good. Sure, it can be nice later on, so you can build those fields for free and you can be much safer. But right now, you are not any big threat, and you are sacrificing more than 50% gathering rate by going for fields like this. Oh yeah, that's also not a granary, that's a hut. So I'm not too terribly impressed by the Ethiopian player. He does have a bit of wood stored on up. He is not aged up. He has... What is going on? I think this is some sort of noob game. Because the Ethiopian player is not even aging anywhere near aging up. He just fessed out quite a bit of wood. Going for some watchtowers. He's doing some sort of turtle strategy. Right now, going for Royal Hunters, which is good, but he doesn't have enough villagers onto food to make that really worthwhile. Pretty sure this does not improve the farming gathering rate. Yep, it does not affect the farming gathering rate. He does have 2 shipments available. He is very far from aging up. I'm half tempted to fast forward right now. You got shipment Anna's there. He doesn't realize how far ahead he's at. You may not even realize this opponent hasn't even aged up just yet. It can be an easy thing to miss. Going for a trade post there. Hunting dogs researched. Does get a grain of the field, which actually does improve the food gathering rate, but still far inferior to wildlife hunting. Now it's starting to age up to the Jesuits. Has 3 shipments available. Even has a card here for from natural. Oh, it does improve field gathering rate. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. We do now have these horsemen now engaging. Going straight for the town center. Probably good day. His opponent has not been really responding to the threat. We do now have a church wagon there. I wonder if you now realize, wait, that was just age up. That was not fortress. That's literally age. That was literally colonial age just being researched. We're taking time to torch down the church. Bring the Falaise castle, which is too late. We're to be taking up the Emir now. Now bringing in some desert archers, or I believe the militia archers. I rarely ever see them, so I always forget. Got a church wagon now redeployed out. And half of his total food economy is still over here. Desert Archer. Oh, look at those stats. That's not bad stats. And it is not degrading over time, so it's not a militia. Range infantry, light infantry. Yeah, I'm so surprised we don't see Desert Archers all too often. Like, that's actually a decent archer. The defense is actually really an age 2 skirmisher. With actually longbowman range or sharpshooter range. There goes the castle. Going for a Desert Raider now. And Anna's archers do only cost food. He also has some tomahawks here. They're not really super great siege units. It does have quite a bit of defensive here. Starting to bring. He has 1 village in the town center, which only gives him 9 damage. Not worth it. Another watchtower being deployed on the back line. He's just trying to really dig in. Desert Raiders have a siege melee attack? He is slowly getting whittled down. The Iroquois player needs to get out some more units with good siege, which are not the Annos. He's going for the cross, which I believe is a big button, I think. What that big button does, I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. I have no idea what lacrosse does. Do not get another castle being pulled on out. With his more turtle playstyle, at least he does have his fields nice and secure. But these villagers have not really been threatened. Right now these fields are set into coin, and the collection rate for them are even worse than mining than even estates. Plantations like base gathering rates like 0.5. Fields are apparently 0.38. That is horrible. Red is more or less just throwing units to the slaughter right now, and not building any more villagers himself. While the Ethiopians are down to 7 villagers, so he has even less somehow than 18. This gets Casinos, which are of course a musketeer heavy infantry variant. The Anna archers will do bonus damage to them. And the Feliz Castle does have slight AoE, but it's really no different than a outpost. We have a mountain monster going up over here. Town Center has taken quite a bit of damage. Wait, that mountain monster was not deployed on a gold deposit, was it? He does get out some of these Desert Warriors, which do offer a high attack speed capability for Musketeers, which results in higher DPS, but only by a slight margin, but their health is not super great. They do offer a range resist as well, so blue has stabilized. It has 9 villagers right now, has plenty of food in reserve and some wood to work with. And now going for some Conquistadors. Conquistadors are nice and all. Showtail Warriors are a shock infantry unit, so the Tomahawks will do bonus damage to them in melee. Desert Warriors, as I mentioned before, he has 14 damage, double attack speed, and 140 health. Tomahawks have 165 health, and looks like 17 melee. There gets 23 range. So these guys do offer higher DPS, just lower health, like I mentioned beforehand, but they do also have range armor, which is different. Wait, they're 3 population, so are these an outlaw unit? So it looks like there's some sort of 3 populations, quite a bit. I guess the desert units are more extensive in population space while being decently statted. Oh, apparently this advanced field is working. Just see-through. Red's more or less throwing more units to the slaughter. Another castle going on up. Blue will have some good defenses. Red at this point in time needs to age up and get out some rams. And that's probably one of the few times I actually say an Iroquois player needs to go for rams. Trying to pull out some more cows. Wait. He does not need to pull out cows. Selective breeding for better fatting would make sense, but he does not need to pull out cows. He has plenty of cows right now. And okay, he has the food collection rate increase up to 0.454. Mines still provide 0.6 base collection rate, so it's not too great. And at this point in time, he does have safe coin deposits. Just on top of this monastery, which does give a nice little trickle. You could double the amount of influence you're getting if you would place this onto this coin deposit. And there's no reason why not to put a mountain monastery on top of a coin deposit. Either A, it provides no resources, B, it's dead, which provides no resources, or C, it provides resources. The Iroquois is now aging up to the warrior. Has quite a bit of spare housing space. I think he built too many long huts. But can't go for the 3 Abins, which will of course give. Oh, also has the +1 Abin build limit, so he can get some extra gold miners. They can collect up resources from the mountain monasteries. Crop rotation now being selected. The Ethiopians at 18 villagers, the Iroquois at 23. See what cards can bring on in. Mantlets wouldn't be half bad. They'll take less damage from these defenses, since they do 50% less damage to siege units. Going for new ways. I don't think that's going to be useful. I think any sort of shipment here would probably be better. Christian schools, more villagers. Gonna fast forward a little bit since we're both in the eco phase. Oh, we do have now the House of Odenburg now being deployed on a field. Getting those hero hunters can be very nice. And now the Ethiopian player is aging up to the Habasha. What did he just pull out? Went for levied gunners, but they're militia. They literally take damage over time. And they also cost influence, right? Yeah, 90 influence. And they don't get health regen from the mountain monasteries, being militia. Big round of huts going on up. He does not need that population housing space. I suppose he somewhat does. Go for more desert warriors, which are population inefficient. And looks like it does bring the hot air balloon, which immediately allows him to get his war chief back. And we'll spot all of this. Apparently, I did not realize hot air balloons can trigger the resurrection of your war chief. It doesn't really happen all too often, to say the least. Subsistence farming. He's starting to get his farming economy to okay levels. Right now, all the research got him up to 0.57 food income, while the here are providing just 1.09. And he's going for more Zabu cattle. He's already sold off all the cattle. Oh boy, livestock coin market is low. Forest Prowlers. He has gone for a good number of Desert Warriors, and which are classified as heavy, so Forest Prowlers are going to be good. Levy Gunners are still disintegrating. You can also see his population queue is way too queuous. Too many in this queue. Forest Prowl's not being shipped on in. Looks like another mountain monastery being pulled out on the silver mine, which is actually a good spot for it. This one might as well just be deleted. Red's now starting to push its way forward. This Iroquois only has 26 units, or villagers. The Ethiopian does have 23 and actually has a queue. Desert Warriors now getting gunned down. You got a good number of castles here. They're not upgraded at the moment. Levy Gunners will take one shot each. Mantlet's starting to push its way forward. War Chief now slicing apart some of the villagers, but will get gunned down by all the backline defenses. Blue's army is disintegrated. It will take quite a bit to take out the elite mantlets. He's starting to torch down the town center, which has not been repaired. He still has plenty of shipment locations, going for a shipment of the Gacinas, but he's still way outnumbered. There's Gacinas. The elite mantlet is taking quite a bit of damage there. Now starting to bring in some of the Desert Raiders, which are also population inefficient. We got a mercenary Quranic guard. Looks like it had pretty good stats. Yeah. I just don't think he knows how to play it. Red was awfully passive versus this opponent's very defensive play style. Yep, let's just say, I'm going to be blunt, they are relatively even matched as players. That's not saying much. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yep, that was not a good replay. I'm sort of striking out on replays right now. Let's do Russia versus Spain. That's probably my last replay tonight. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another HBars 3 replays. Well, on top left side as the blue Spanish, we have Matia score 18 versus the red Rus Russian. We have MHT Genoese crossbowmen. When it comes to natives on the map, we do have the House of Habsburgs. We'll get you some funny looking infantry, the mountain infantry, which are weird range heavy cav, and the line infantry. And for the other natives, we got the House of Wilkenbach, which can give you access to the mountain trooper and the Chevluger. As well as both of them do give you access to a big button to provide more units, longer wait, more mountain troopers, or Magyar Hussars. Red will be taking out the arsonists and steal their Buddha. And we also got El Paso, the doggo, to support out the explorer Alvarez de Mendoza. Versus Ivan Chikharov. If I butchered that. Oh, I just thought of a good name for a Russian explorer. Kirov. Kirov reporting. I don't know why I thought of that right now. He'll go ahead and put down the local doggos and steal their Broken Wing Lapush Hussar. Red will claim his treasure. Blue will not steal it. And Red Explorer will need to fall back. He's getting 2v1. El Paso is a decent fighter. 15 damage at 1.5 attack speed. That's not bad, but he's pretty low in health. So he's going to try to put down El Paso. But yes, denying a bit of range attack there. El Paso's now down to 9 health. And El Paso will get the kill. What a good boy. Now, of course, give him a pretty early shipment. The Spanish player is the shipment deck, or shipment civilization. We got settlers, capitalism, settlers, wood coin, rodealos, and cavalry attack, frontier defense, royal decree to claim the new world, higher Irish brigadiers, viceroyalty of New Spain, cavalry combat, lancers, falconets, advanced frontier defenses, fort, Spanish gold, hired armored pistoliers, Habsburg allies, which give you 9 mounted infantry, Wolverine's heavy cannon, Peninsula guerrillas, factory, and Bourbon allies. Habsburg allies do not put them to veteran status, so does not combo. Does partially combo with the Habsburg natives. Gunman will go down, will not gun down the dog. A peace treaty worth nothing, granting 50 experience. The Rus deck is Cav Porshik, which does give him access to infinite homestead wagon and sheep. Team Kompachinka Expeditions. Nailed that name. Landed Gantry replaces the cavalry archer's coin with wood. Distributalism, wood trickle, wood coin, owls, Porshiks, New Order regiments, Cossacks, Boyars, Advanced Arsenal, Riding School, wood coin, Porshiks, Folk, Ransack, Cavalry Combat, Cavalry Archers, Slovenia, Boyars, Toy Soldiers, Cavalry Archers, Factory, and Factory. So we've got some sort of Cavalry Halberdier deck. The Porshiks are a Halberdier variant. And he is going for the land gentry immediately, going for the Cavalry Archers. This improves the hit points of cavalry by 10%, and as well as improve line of sight of cavalry by 4. So we got some sort of cavalry archer deck for the Rus. Or maybe just cavalry archer opener. Wood does get collected slower than coin. It does get the wood trickle as well. Let's see, wood trickle does... In comparison, let's see, that does provide 0.125 wood trickle weight, which is equivalent to 2.5 villagers without any wood collection research. Because the base is 0.5, so that's not a half bad collection rate. So he's basically increases wood collection rate currently by 50%. Gone for Hunting Doggos, going for the Gang Saw research, and now we do have the first Cossack on the field, not Cavalry Archer. El Paso did get some health upon aging up. Got a blockhouse here. Going for multiple Cossacks, trying to get squeeze out the third Cossack. And he does squeeze out the third Cossack in time. Howdy. Yeah, Age of Empires 3 is fine. Cossacks are being pushed and employed on the field, which are a cheap Hussar variant. He has quite a bit of villagers there. He does have the outpost for defense as well as the town center. A couple more exposed villagers here and there, but nothing too significant. The stage player is going for Fast Fortress, going for Sergeant at Arms. Doesn't get a kill there on the villager, taking some damage. Cossacks do actually have good range resist, 30% range resist, not bad. Russian players going for more villagers, of course. Does have 20 on the field. This will be 23, so it's a little bit slow in villager production. We have royal decree to claim the new world now being researched by the Spanish. I only really played against an Age of Empires 2. I only really played against skirmish against AI when I was growing up. I didn't really any multiplayer. Cossack siege damage not too great at 16. So it'll take a bit of time to torch down the church. Does get some hits there on those villagers. It does get into the sound center. Does get a good number of pikemen there. That's a pretty good item to age up with. Villager Anchor Man of 0.6 is always effective throughout the ages. The Wild Geese not being deployed on in, which are the Irish Brigadiers. A good number of them at least. 12 of them. Irish Brigadiers do offer 1 extra damage compared to regular, or 2 extra damage compared to regular Musketeers. Do offer a great hand attack. They have 22 damage and as well as a pretty good rate of fire at a weird number. Their health is a little bit less than a regular Musketeer, but they are overall a decent unit to have mixed on in your force. You now got the Spanish gold shipment being brought on in. He does have a number of cavalry archers, which are a fast attack speed light cavalry unit. And overall, for a light cavalry unit, they're not a bad unit. Their attack speed is pretty good with their damage output. But right now, nothing really have a hard counter to this one's course, other than just able to maintain speed, and not necessarily the range versus the Irish Brigadiers. Getting some damage there, taking some hits, of course. We do now see the corset now being researched. More cavalry archers being researched as well. Another round of villagers getting inside the town center. Town center does have 15 villagers on the inside. The Wild Goose do offer promotion benefits. Yep. Problem is, I actually didn't own Age of Empires 2 when I was growing up. We always rented it from the library. And let's just say that was a hard item to rent from the library. The Wild Geese starting to go on down. And there goes all the Wild Geese. Does get cleaned up by the Cavalry Archers. The Cavalry Archers are not a bad item in this situation. They offer a bit more journalist damage for light cavalry. And they actually have pretty decent health right now. They are 2 pop. They don't cost 200 resources. They don't seem too half bad this moment. He's not going for the increased hit points onto them as well. Yeah, I really don't see Cavalry Archer play by the Russians. You usually just see a mass Strelet. We do now have a saloon going on up. Tasca de los Zoros. The Russian players now going for riding school, going for more cavalry archers and well as more Cossacks. If he's going for cavalry focus, going for riding school is actually quite nice. Another pair of outpost wagons. He did deploy out the frontier defenses there. And he does have 4 frontier outposts as well, so his outposts are a bit more difficult to displace. Let's find his trading post there, and we'll start torching it down. These units do all have not good torch damage, so it'll take a bit of time to destroy the trading post. Spanish player is going for age 4, going for the King's Musketeers, which I believe will give him a number of Musketeers upon aging up, which will be regularly effective versus the Cavalry Archers. Now going for the Viceroyalty New Spain, give him 2 Haciendas. You can use it to deploy out more cows. It looks like he's going to either turtle up a little bit. Russian player is still age 2, so he's going to be at a severe age disadvantage, but he soon will have enough resources to age up. There you go. He needs to go for something. Let's see, he's going for the Exile Prince, which generally give civilizations in secondary town center. These frontier outposts will be a hard counter to these cavalry archers since their siege damage is so low. Trying to slip on in. There's a hacienda. Age of Conqueror's cracked, so yeah, I had many games for PC. Yeah, I mostly grew up with not necessarily Age of Empires 2, but Age of Mythology, which is, in my opinion, one of the best, maybe one of the best RTSs of all time, honestly.
Здравствуйте.
Приказ? Что?
Got a number of musketeers there. Now he's aged up, has gotten out.
Готов.
Not sure we actually got out from the Exile Prince. Has good amount of cavalry archers on the field. Now there's another round of Walloon Guards. There's a Nazim Fusilier variant, which should offer counters all cavalry at range, has 70 damage plus 50% for damage versus cavalry, so these cavalry archers will get annihilated from them, taking 105 damage per shot. They will get 4-shotted by them, but the range resist, that's melee resist, not range resist for the cavalry archers. So they will get 4-shotted by them. And they do offer good health in return. He does get some shots off the cavalry archers, slowing to whittle them down. That cavalry archer goes down with massive overkill. Go for more Cossacks. That's against the Walloon Guards. It's not a good item. Cavalry archer's not much way forward. He needs to get the militia. Going for some of the halberdiers, the Borschiks. Sorry, and get overran there. There's the Borschiks. They do have 17 damage, which is not going to be super great against 70 damage. Or 38 damage in melee. These guys are classified as mercenaries as well, so perhaps going for some spies could be a possibility. Blockhouse gets ripped apart there. They do have 66 siege damage. Go for more cavalry archers right now. Villager does get gunned down there. Having trouble getting these guys in the range right now. They're starting to dance around the structures. The Spanish player does quite a bit of resource in reserve. The Russian player does have some as well. Go for the Solvinas. Increase the melee damage of cavalry archers by 5. As well as Borschiks and Strelets. Does bring the militia there. Blue is starting to get whittled down his force, but he's doing a good job taking out these cavalry archers. Looks like the Walloon Guard have mostly gone down. There's only a couple of them remaining. Red's starting to stabilize. He does have 41 villagers versus opponent's 26. Going for factory. And there's only one Walloon Guard left there, so I'm going to try to torch down some of this various other infrastructure. Red's going for a factory, which, as much as I'm biased towards heavy cannon, against all the cavalry, maybe not a great idea to go for heavy cannon. It does take out the Walloon Guard first, and the Musketeers will get gunned down. Musketeers at this point in time, 25 damage, 188 health, versus 18 damage, twice the attack speed, and 104 and 411 health. These cavalry archers are very tanky at the moment. and will be musketeers in 1v1 combat, so they will be cost effective versus them. They are a veteran as well. I think his opponent was really just staying inside the town center, was trying to torch down stuff, trying to engage the cavalry archers. But yep. Now he's going for another round of Walloon Guard. And Red's going to counterattack to his opponent's villagers. Got more Walloon Guard to pull on the field. Wait. Why is Red's villagers right there? Red had the villagers there, apparently. He knows his opponent's going for more Walloon Guard. The fact we put on the coin for Walloon Guard is probably a good combination. Bring more settlers, circular saw. Spanish players, villagers are migrating down south. What the Hacienda is currently providing was just a bit of food trickle. Maybe a good idea to go for the cow trickle. Falconets would be a good idea versus the Walloon Guard. There goes a round of villagers. He does not have the very good coat researched, so he doesn't have that improved health on his villagers. And they're going to try to escape down south. They're taking quite a bit of damage there. Walloon Guard do move at 4.25 movement speed, while villagers just move at 4. So they're being pursued. Russian players down to 40 villagers. The Spanish is at 32, going for another factory. And these villagers will be intercepted. Multiple villagers do go down in the creek. There's now a pair of falconets there, which can do some good damage against the Walloon Guard. Does get some good hits there. They do 300 damage to Walloon Guard. And he does overrun one of the falconets. Does focus that one down, but will take more hits. And the rest of the Walloon Guard will go down. He will save that falconet. Does get some of the poor chicks on the field. Do 21 melee damage. And now the cavalry archers eyeing for a counterattack. Got a good number of hussars here, which are not good versus those cavalry archers. They will see quite a bit of bonus damage there. They do have a ×3 multiplier. And plus, they're not even veteran at the moment, so going for the hussars is probably not a good idea. So also, his opponent's going for pork chicks, which are a halberdier, and they do bonus damage to cavalry as well. Cavalry archers are classified as light cavalry, no heavy cav tag. AoE 3 trading routes is quite interesting. I know AoE 3 was definitely meant to be more fast-paced than Age of Empires 2. Or focus on the deployment rather than the eco phase. I can say one thing for sure, none of the Age of Empires games are alike. They're all radically different. And which is a big breath of fresh air compared to a lot of modern games where it just basically the same thing but slightly different and not necessarily better. We do now have the Bourbon allies being brought on the field, which are Royal Musketeers. Also something to veteran. We do now have the folk heroes research from the church, I believe. Nope, that's from the saloon.
Preparado. So?
Oh, he does deploy out a couple priests here to heal up the falconet. That's pretty good. And now do we see Ransack, giving infantry plus 50% damage versus buildings. And going for too many priests, probably.
Готов.
Hacienda is being tasked to food generation. Doesn't have all the food research going. And the villagers will get hit by the cavalry archers. He's not paying enough attention. Oh yeah, Haciendas can go ahead and garrison villagers. I forgot about that. Got the Royal Musketeers not pulling the field. They do have a pistol charge attack for good damage. They offer good range damage and good hand attack damage as well. More Walloon Guard being pulled on the field. Cavalry Archers need to fall back. They're going to take some damage from these Royal Musketeers. Do take a bit of damage there, but more guys are wounded and does save. He can task back to the priest, get healed on up. Yellow's rapidly seizing all the coin on the map. Red is assigned for the basic huntables. And Red has not really touched the coin all too much. Has a bit of gold trickle somewhere. He can now age up himself. He's going for the engineer. It should give him, what, 2 falconets upon aging up? Or is it the one for the fort? I always forget. Villagers now migrating off the coin to this coin deposit. He does have a town center here not built. Nobody's gone for any natives them onto the field, which could have got some decent big button charges. Arsenal now being built. Royal Musketeers back here. Oh, we do now the what's it called? The Wilkenbach is now being researched, being deployed on out by the Spanish, which can give him some mountain troopers as well as the veteran Straglugers. He's a good hit there on those pikemen or halberdiers. Taking a large amount of damage. They don't have guns. It's a big pointy stick. Royal Musketeers rotating around. And the engineer is an engineer. It does get him 2 falconets, so he has 4 falconets there. That can be very good. He has a good number of the hussars, not even veteran just yet. Going for the veteran Straglugers, and now going for the various research there. Oktoberfest, socket bayonet, and some other arsenal research. Oktoberfest provides each unit you have trained so far give a tiny fraction of its cost of stockpile, so it gives you a bit of a rebate. Now I've got a massive wave of the Porsheks. They are a veteran right now. Don't see any of the guard research just yet. Now going for the toy soldiers, which improve the Porshek's hit point and damage by 15%. Enables recruits to build forts. We got the very fine coat being researched. Spanish boys going for both factories onto coin. Cavalry archers could engage the Straglugers. Straglugers have 28 damage. Both got a lot more research there, so they're much higher. The damage multiplier is a little bit less versus the heavy cav. But they do have insane movement speed at 7. Cavalry archers in comparison do have 18 damage with the ×2 attack speed. Offer 411 health versus 412. Those that the cavalry archers are and the Straglugers are relatively equal right now. So these do have range resist while these do have melee resist. Oh, revolt? Spanish player is now revolted to Chile, right? Yep, he's now revolted to Chile. He was not paying attention to that. So it looks like I'm going to close out the game. Got a good number of the halberdiers here. Now he does have Hussars of Death. That's why he didn't upgrade his Hussars. Hussars of Death are very overset at Hussars. Falconets sort of messing around right there. Though the Royal Guard Cavalry Archeries, the Warrians, should be very effective versus these Hussars of Death. They do offer good multipliers and good damage against them. Hussars of Death being killed off there. Got Royal Halberdiers now engaged in the flanks, as well as some revolutionaries. Down south, got the Hussars of Death engaged the villagers. They just sneak inside the town center. Losing a good number of them. The Bolsheviks should just engage. More cavalry archers being blown on the field. The Royal Halberdiers do get promotion from C. And the revolutionaries are basically unupgraded musketeers, so the Bolsheviks actually have great damage versus them. Revolutionaries are starting going down. He may have lost all those villagers. He's down to 30. Cavalry archers need to make their way down to the Hussars of Death. The Chilean player does have quite a bit of gold. Maybe some more Walloon guards would be in order. Hussars of Death are being focused down one at a time. Bring a shipment of revolutionaries, 16 of them. Yeah, maybe going to the Hussars of Death when your opponent's going for mass cavalry archers was a bad idea. But we still got these forces torched down, including some Walloon guards. He does have decent force here, including some priests for healing. There is a factory wagon taking some fire, but not being focused down. More cavalry archers push way forward, starting to make his way forward. Hussars of Death getting ripped apart by the Bolsheviks. Oh, does lose the factory wagon. That's a big loss. The Walloon guards are getting tied up in melee by the Bolsheviks. So that force will go down. Took some losses there, big losses, but the Chilean player only has gold or coin right now. Going for his factories on food. Trying to pull out more stuff. There's a couple more Hussars of Death. The Dorinians do not have good siege damage still. While the Bolsheviks do have excellent siege damage, especially with the, what's it called, Scorched Earth upgrade? Ransack. Tradition player's going for another factory. Hope he doesn't lose this one. Going for heavy cannon wouldn't be half bad since he's sort of lacking siege damage. As well as would be good against all these revolutionaries. Frontiers are still pose a threat to the cavalry archers. But to both take out those revolutionaries, the Chilean players going for more Walloon guards. And bring out the town militia. Yeah, he just simply lacks a siege force. He does have these Bolsheviks. The Bolsheviks should just push forward and torch towns and stuff. And bring in some mountain troopers. At rank 3 should give him, what, 6? Has another shipment available. Going for the German settlements, we'll give him some settler wagons. Enables them. Which you need wood for those settler wagons, so like 100 wood, 70 coin. There's the Alpine Guard mountain troops, all 3 of them. Do offer pretty good damage and range. Looks like they're a light infantry unit. Yep, they're light infantry, not heavy infantry. I thought they were a musketeer variant for some odd reason. And it looks like the Chilean player does back game now. Oh, the Xanagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oh, and that's going to be our last replay tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest. Enjoy.